In 1864, a lone prospector discovered ore near a tributary on the Salmon River. This would later become known as. Additionally, discoverers started to rush in the area in 1877. Soon, there was a smelter, mill, and then a town of 300 sprang up.
The destination is on the right.
We have ventured in from down the mountain that direction, and I found ourselves at the town of Bayhorse. So it's a little bit different than we were expecting. It's a self-guided tour. All the buildings are fenced off, so you can't go in any buildings. There's plaques and things outside that tell you what each one is. But we just thought, I guess, since we're here, we'll go ahead and show it. So Andrew's getting ready. It's $7 vehicle to get in, so we have to pay for this. We'll see what it's like. Oh, and as you can see, our friend Dave's with us too. Babe, I'm gonna need you to go back to the truck and get my leash. There are no census records for the 1880 and 1890, but in 1900, 1910, and 1920, census identified Greece, Italy, Hungary, Scotland, Ireland, Scandinavia, and China as some of the places of origin for the residents in the Bayhorse district.
This is the residential area.
Okay, look at on the homemade toboggan type thing.
And the little house.
Being pulled on a snow sled. It is a unique area, a very thin canyon. So if you've seen from the pictures with the snow, I'd be so afraid of avalanches.
Well, like so many in Idaho, there were so many deaths through avalanches in other ghost towns. We've documented them before.
Right.
The boom and bust cycle, typical of mining, was no stranger to Bayhorse. As the fame of discoveries spread, people flocked to the new area. The town needed businesses and people to run them. While the mines operated, Bayhorse was a thriving town with a population of mining engineers, miners, stonemasons, loggers, merchants, millmen, cooks, doctors, businessmen, and laundrymen. A few women owned businesses, but for the most part, women were scarce in the early days. When one did move to town, the men were very attentive, and unattached women didn't remain single for very long.
Stone foundations there. Built pretty sturdily, so what do you think? Cold storage up there? This was in the residential district?
This is all in the residential district, yeah.
So the communal.
Well, no, that stone house there was a hotel. So that was the main hotel.
Oh.
So that possibly could be
Maids' quarters?
something to do with the hotel because it's in the same masonry.
I see. Oh yeah, you're right. Okay.
That's my theory.
I stand corrected.
I've got a feeling, so with the hotel being there, I wonder if they said there was a dance hall and saloons. I would have said this was definitely a saloon.
Yeah, it has that appearance.
Possibly with a ladies of the evening upstairs.
Mm-hmm. And upstairs entertainment.
Yes, nightly entertainment.
Yeah. And then look, you got behind it the loo.
Unfortunately, we can't take a trip to the loo this time.
No.
Oh, and look
you got
at
more
the back.
cold storage back there.
Yes, so that would be cold storage. But I would definitely say this was a saloon of some sort.
I get that impression too. And then look at this neat little building.
Oh, before you look at that building, is that a mine shaft that's going in, or is that another cold storage?
That does look like it was a mine.
Most definitely.
And then here, just next to the mine, you got more cold storage back there at Pierce. And this little building is still very neat.
Would you say this would be a cabin? The chipmunk's
I know,
making
chipmunks
it home.
yep.
I would say this was just a normal cabin.
This definitely looks like a cabin with the cold storage behind it.
And the mine next door, which I find bizarre.
That is, we're right in town. In 1882, the Ramshorn mine sold to John T. Gilmer and Orange James Salisbury, owners of a successful stage company headquartered in Salt Lake City. As partners, Gilmer and Salisbury acquired the Holiday. The construction date is unknown. O.J. Salisbury claims the building at this site is shown as a store. It may not be the same building, but some believe that the Wells Fargo may have been an early prototype of the Wells Fargo buildings. The structure is solidly built and may have been used to store bullion before it was transported.
Miners' distinctive personalities show through in the names of their claims. Some claims in the Bayhorse mining district include names of women, places, animals, and land features, such as Juliet, Utah Boy, Forest Rose, Red Bird, or Old Cabin. Others allude to hopes and dreams like the Silver Brick and the Discovery. Well, this is one humongous structure, and they have been maintaining it.
Right, they're putting a new roof on there. Yeah, this is the one you see coming up the canyon road.
It's pretty impressive.
It's big.
Tell you something, you'd be really fit living up here. One, because you're at high altitude, but also, you know, walking, steep climbs.
Right, well, I'd be sick all the time.
Oh, because you'd get used to it.
Altitude.
It's a shame that we can't go in, but I understand why.
The 1882 Gilmer and Salisbury concentrating mill is the dominant structure at Bayhorse. Its iconic shape and mass is symbolic of Western mining camps. Built on a hillside to take advantage of gravity, raw ore entered the upper portion to begin the process of crushing and separating valuable minerals from waste rock. After an initial crushing to store bins, the ore passed through the stamp mill, then sluice boxes and settling tanks, onto the concentrating tables. Once the ore was concentrated, it was delivered to the smelter for reduction. Except for the ore bins, no machinery is left from the original mill operation. In the 1920s, the mill was remodeled as part of a change in operation to a flotation method of ore recovery. The stamps were removed, more efficient crushing equipment installed, and settling tanks added. The concentrated ore was dried and classified, and then shipped to a smelter for recovery and refining.
Charcoal kilns. So we've seen a lot of these in our time.
We have, and there's only been a couple that we've been to that are in still pretty good shape.
And these ones were abandoned in 1895. I mean, they had plenty of wood to burn, didn't they?
Oh,
For the
absolutely.
charcoal. Oh, you can actually see here on the photograph the kilns as they were, and then up to the top right, there's a building.
There's a cabin up there of some sort.
Just like a little workshop.
Yeah.
I would imagine that's long gone. There are several ways you can help support this channel further. Please check the pinned comment below. Thank you so much for watching. See you on our next adventure.